I'm gonna hit you so hard you won't see nothing. Ever, 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 ever.
Audio Skulls all day.
The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab.
You can't have an opinion on something that you haven't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That was awkward. But you know what's not awkward, folks? This episode...
Might have to cut that shit.
Might have to cut that shit. Like a pizza. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 127. 127 episodes of this here Mad Scientist Lab podcast. As always, it is I, RJ, the pizza guy, along with Jared, the visual mad scientist. Hello, Jared. Good to see you again, as always. And we are here, we are queer, and we have beer.
No.
What do you mean? You don't want to be queer with beer?
Look, I'm going to tell y'all right now. I'm in a mood right now. I don't know what it is, but this guy's being super obnoxious.
No. So I am... Oh, but you know what's not obnoxious? How clean the basement is. How much space.
After months. I had to shame you on the podcast to show it. Nobody commented on it, but
they're probably afraid to.
When I put that shit up, I was looking at it. I was like, oh my god, that shit is horrible. It looked worse in the picture, and then you were standing over it proud and shit.
Did I look proud in the photo?
You didn't fucking see it.
I did see it.
So why you?
Well, I'm not going to be like, oh, look how proud I am of my garbage.
Well, that's how you looked.
Well,
hey, peace sign with a big smile.
Well, yeah. Well, so I'm even more prouder that it's finally clean. I can finally give Jared the peace and serenity that he needs.
Actually, you know what? I think that's what it is.
You're dumbfounded.
Yeah.
You were expecting something else, but you got something else. But that's okay. That's not a bad thing at all. And I've got a new pair of shades on this week, courtesy of Rachel. Thank you, darling. Okay. And we got these nice little... Wait, what are these?
I don't know.
We stole these from the bar.
Yeah, I don't know if I like them anymore.
You told me, you said, give me the bushy one. Do you remember saying that to me?
No.
So this is not the bushy one, folks. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
This is the bushy one.
Yeah.
Because this past week...
It's going to take up too much space.
Yeah, it's all right. Here, I'll put it here for a second. Oh, look, it's covering my face. Yeah. Because it's bushy. But anyway, okay, so thank you for that. Well, we kind of stole them. But anyway... Self-incrimination on the show does not happen very often.
Damn.
But it's
I didn't steal shit.
I did.
Yeah.
I took all of it.
I don't self-incriminate. Sorry.
Yeah, well, St. Patrick's Day was this, past week. Everybody getting their Irish on. The drunk Irish people at the bar wanting to fight everybody. Very, very normal stuff, folks.
Oh, even the ones that think they're Irish and they're not, and they're just fucking out getting drunk like some fucking dumbasses. Yeah, I had some... Yeah. That night was aggravating to me. It was just aggravating.
Yeah, well, I feel you because, again, I'm all for celebration, and it's not everybody. But there are those certain people, they get drunk, they're proud, and then they just want to fight like 80 people at one time.
They're not even fucking Irish. It's like, bro.
And then
you're darker than me.
For real?
Yes.
Oh, this happened?
It happens every year.
Okay. Yeah, so I had some green beer because it was green. And my mustache, as I like to call it, was green as well.
That's another thing about that holiday. I'm not drinking no green beer.
Well, it was given to me.
I bet you your shit was green the next couple of days.
It was.
Yeah, I know.
It was. So before we talk about more bowel movements on this show, which we will not do, I just want to say, first and foremost, everything is good. Everything is great. Do you know what I wanted to talk to you about? I know you're not a big wrestling fan, but unfortunately this past week, or the end of last week, Scott Hall passed away.
Okay, so yeah, I got a question about that.
Yeah, sure.
So he was appropriating culture back in the day?
You want to bring this up?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because, you know what? I didn't realize I was a fan of Razor Ramon when I was a kid.
Okay.
I remember when he first came out, his first promos and shit. And then later on, learning, like, I didn't know like, later he came back, and I was like, who the fuck's Scott Hall? And they were like, oh, yeah, you know Razor Ramon. I'm like, so his name is Scott Hall, and he's got a toothpick in his mouth with a thick Spanish accent, I guess Cuban, and that's not cultural appropriation?
It is, however, in his defense, in wrestling's defense, that's how characters were in the late 80s, early 90s. Okay?
Racist.
That character is actually based off of Tony Montana from Scarface.
That's why I said Cuban.
Yeah, okay. He also was the influence, like he was like the catalyst for the Monday Night Wars. Like he's the one that initially kicked it off. He's the one that gave Hulk Hogan the idea, said, hey.
Another racist.
He is. I'm not going to win this. I'm just trying to celebrate. One of my favorite wrestlers, man.
Wait, hold up. Wrestling has had a tradition, especially WWE, of having like racist connotations.
It does.
Okay.
It does.
There's
There's actually a video I'm going to show you.
want to make sure that I'm getting this all correct.
All right. So anyway, if you watch wrestling, you're a racist. So anyway, but
you're at least an enabler.
No, okay. So he was the catalyst for Hulk Hogan turning heel, forming the greatest faction of all time in the NWO. Okay,
the Hart Brothers.
No, well, that's debate. No, faction, like we're like massive group.
I know.
Okay, and I'm a big fan of the Hart Foundation, by the way. He also gave Sting the idea to do the black and white face paint and have the crow gimmick, obviously from Brandon Lee's movie, you know, The Crow back in the early 90s. Yeah. So he was never a world champion. He was the Intercontinental champion.
Intercontinental.
Yeah, but still, I was pretty heartbroken, dude. You know, not too many celebrities. You know, I know we've talked about this before, but Scott Hall was the dude. Hey, yo. And
you got to think about it, though.
He's just a massive figure in the wrestling business.
Yeah, no, I get it. But, like, there's going to be more in the next few years.
I know. Like, trust me.
So be prepared.
I am prepared. Well, I'm not. But you got to remember, man, like, at the same time, these are people that obviously me more than you grew up watching, idolizing.
What? The fuck are you talking about?
Okay, so I'll take that back. I know you're a big fan when it was
younger,
when you were younger.
Did you say when it was popular?
It's still popular, but not amongst people our age.
No, it's not.
Trust me, when I meet people,
it's not the same. It's not the same.
It's not. It was the perfect time. Like it was the golden era.
But that's my point. Like
it was the golden era.
It sucks now.
Certain things of it do.
A lot of it does.
Yeah, but a diehard fan will tell you they still live for those.
There's no real characters. Everybody's just like they use their real names now. There's no like real made up characters anymore.
Like you mean like a good gimmick?
Yeah.
Well, the greatest gimmick of all time is The Undertaker by far, because he did it for 30 some odd years.
What about Ric Flair?
Ric Flair, his gimmick, yeah. But when I say a gimmick,
I guarantee that motherfucker wasn't making all that money when he was on the fucking the back. What was those the old shows where they used to do like in North Carolina and down south and all that.
Oh, you mean like just like the Southern wrestling promotions and all that? No, I mean that was the business back in the day.
No, I get it, but he wasn't wheeling and dealing.
Yeah, no, he wasn't. But again, his person, I look at that as more as
your fucking area down there. Stop messing with that shit.
I'm grabbing my balls, folks.
I know it's fucking weird.
All right, so
y'all don't understand. I have to look at this shit while I'm trying to have a serious conversation with this guy. And he's over there playing with his balls.
All right. So I look at Ric Flair's not so much of a gimmick, but more of a persona. When I think of a gimmick, I think of like a character.
Maybe that's what I meant.
Yeah.
I feel like all the people's personas are dry now.
There's a lot of them. Yeah, I agree. I don't watch nearly as much as I used to.
Yeah, there's no The Rock. There's no shit Goldberg.
He comes in periodically, time to time.
Yeah, I'm not talking about now.
Current. Yeah, I got you.
There's no Steve Austin.
Well, he's going to be at WrestleMania.
I don't care about now. Like he's old.
I'm aware.
His body doesn't move like it used to move.
I understand
He's
that.
not going to be doing the same shit he did fucking 20 years ago.
Well, if he gets into the ring and laces up those boots in a couple weeks,
And walks around with his broke ass knees and back. Yeah, sure.
then I'm gonna shed a grown man tear. It's
Come
literally,
on, man.
it's gonna roll down my cheek,
You're,
and it's gonna go towards the side of my face, and I'm gonna stick my tongue out. I'm gonna be like,
this is the problem with nostalgia. You lose the reality of what is really going on in front of you. I'm not saying you, I'm saying everybody. That's like everybody says, well, although I believe this also, the original Star Wars were all the best.
Yeah.
And that's true. Only because they worked with what they had. Well, I guess they did with the other movies. Because I was watching something on it was one of those new Rockstar things. Oh, it was on the new Kenobi trailer, like Easter eggs in the Kenobi trailer. And it was
I wanted to ask you about that.
hold
when
on,
you're done.
let me finish. And then he was, so yeah, so they were talking about that, and then they were going back and talking about stuff from the old movies and whatever. And there was a scene with Jar Jar Binks and somebody else, some other creature. And I was like, yo, the fucking CG in this joint looks like fucking like drawn animation. It's not like what we see now where it looks real. But then back then we thought that shit was like the greatest technology of all time. But you look at it now, it's like, ugh, that shit's horrible.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with. What I was going to ask you, since you brought up the Obi-Wan series, I saw your post several days back saying you're like, it doesn't look as good as The Mandalorian or something along the lines of that. Just from based off of the trailer.
Yep.
I mean, are you still excited for it though?
No, I'm gonna watch it. It may turn out to be better. I'm hoping they were smart and didn't put all the best parts of it in the trailer, like which to build buzz these days, that's what they do is they put like the hottest parts of the movie or the show into the trailer, and it's like I've already seen the fucking movie.
No, I'm not a big fan of that either. So I think a lot of people will agree. It's like, oh man, that trailer was dope. Hopefully that's not the whole movie.
But it tends to be.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm excited for it. Obviously, it's Star Wars. I'm gonna watch it. Come on, man. It's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Who does not like that guy?
I don't think I was ever a huge fan of Obi-Wan, to be honest.
Do you think it's because of his limited role in the original trilogy? Yeah.
Yes. Because we didn't really get to know who he was. Granted, fucking 20, 30 years later, we get to get to
so
know.
like the suspense is kind of gone.
And this isn't even him growing up. This is what they say. I think they said 1 year after the Clone Wars. Because I was watching that thing today. So this is in between Clone Wars and when he comes in the fourth movie.
The fourth movie? You mean A New
The
Hope?
fourth episode, yes.
Okay.
So obviously, because he's younger.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway.
So I'm nonetheless, that's coming out, it's May, right?
Oh, and by the way, it wasn't called A New Hope. You were trying to correct me, asshole. And it wasn't called A New Hope from the beginning. It was called Star Wars.
Well, that's until The Empire Strikes Back came out, and then they called it A New Hope?
No, negative.
Okay.
It didn't become New Hope until the new movies came out. The
Really?
prequel, yes.
Well, I was young at the time, so I can
Yeah.
see how I could, because I was in the fourth grade when The Phantom Menace came out, so I was like 8 or 9.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah, so like,
Nah.
Huh. that's actually kind of crazy. That's,
That's why, and you probably watched the digital remastered ones, which has a bunch of added little creatures in there, like the little, what's the not the Demogorgon, the thing that ate Boba Fett.
oh, the Scarlac pit?
Yeah. They added for those digital remastered. They added the little middle creature part, like that wasn't there. It was just a pit with like spikes coming out.
You know what's crazy?
You've never seen the original. I guarantee you've never seen the original.
I might not have, honestly. I might not have, to be honest with
because I remember when they released. Was that 20? It had to be 20 years or 25 years. Whenever. So George Lucas got a hold of it. He was like, yeah, there was some stuff that I wanted to add that I couldn't add because of the lack of
technology
back in the day. And so they ended up digitally remastering the first 3 movies.
Okay. Well, I knew he did that, but adding
they
stuff.
added stuff. They added a bunch.
Okay.
If you, one day we'll watch this shit and I'll point out to you. I'll be like, look, that's new. That wasn't there. That wasn't there. That's definitely not there.
I mean,
and when they recut it, that's why there's this big controversy about who shot who first. When they recut it
with Han Solo
with
and everything.
Han Solo,
yeah,
it was recut to look the opposite.
All right,
but George Lucas has denied it all the time. But whatever.
I mean,
people know what they saw.
I mean, I don't know what you're doing tomorrow, but I think we're gonna grill if you want to.
I think I'm gonna be going to hit a winery.
Oh yeah,
you
guys, yeah. No, well, I told my sister I'd spend the day with her because obviously I've been kind of out and about quite a bit lately. So do some family stuff.
Okay.
But we will watch Star Wars and we're gonna eat hot dogs. All right. Okay, I'll put some burgers on too.
Yeah, get some real food. Well, burgers aren't really real food.
Nah, I mean, it's a burger. It's fine. But the weather,
some chicken, some steaks.
I do have chicken. Should we get a steak? I agree.
Yeah.
But the weather has been
marinated tonight.
Yeah. Huh.
Mm-hmm. Eat the good shit. Eat the good shit. Don't eat the fucking shit that rats can eat.
Well, speaking of mice, we don't want that problem again.
No, we're not doing that.
No, but what I was going to say is that I don't know. The weather has been so nice lately. This past week, finally, for all of you that live in the DMV area, we've had some consistent weather this week.
I wouldn't know. I've been in my house every day.
Open the window, sir.
Nah, fuck that.
And you don't want to let the pollen in and then just destroy your nasal passage.
Nah, I'm good.
No, but today, so put it this way. Last week when we did this show, it was fucking snowing outside. And then today...
Well, it was snowing earlier in the day.
The weather was crap, for the lack of a better. It was cold and it was just wet and nasty. And today is just a beautiful day outside. It's the day where you can literally walk your dog to the park, go play with, it's just a very nice, pleasant day outside. And we've got the daylight savings time going on, so now the sun is going to be out later. Thank God.
Speaking of that, have you heard about what Congress is doing? Or
they're trying to eliminate that?
They're trying to, finally, because we're the only ones that it's funny because I heard something today.
I did hear something about
watching some streams. People from other countries. There's laws that are potentially in place. So if the U.S. ever goes off of the daylight or stays on daylight savings time, they have to adjust because the rest of the world goes off of our time. So,
dude, that's fucking dude.
Yeah.
Dude, the world is a mess right now. But besides that, no, I mean,
the world's always a mess. We just don't know it.
Well, I think that's a fair assessment as well. But it's just so pleasant outside. It's got me in a good mood, and I'm telling you, I know I said it last week. Obviously, I've got my Nats jersey on again. Dude, we're going to 80 ball games this year. I don't care.
80, motherfucker. That's all of them.
Well, good.
You paying for all that?
We have to pay?
You mean we have?
Yeah, I'm joking. Yeah, dude. But we have to just get those diamond seats, dude, and go sit behind.
Well, the diamond seats I'm not getting for 80 games. Those
are
$230 seats.
So here we need to find a nice weather weekend when they're playing somebody. Obviously, going to see. I mean, go seeing the Nats anyway. It's fine, but maybe a major game. Sit behind the batter's box and just enjoy ourselves.
mean, that's fine.
I am.
RJ, here's the thing. You say this every year, and you know that I'm going to games.
Well, I have more time now.
You had time before. However, I'm going. You know I'm going, so you don't have to tell me that we're going.
Okay,
you don't have to tell me that I'm going to baseball games.
So I'm telling
because it's a given.
Okay, so I'm telling all of you that I am going.
There you go.
There we go.
There
all right.
you go.
All right. Here, round of applause for myself. All right. Just taking, it's a process. Baby steps. Since we were talking about nostalgia, I was reading something earlier today because I haven't really been playing my Xbox much lately. I went on my trueachievements.com website because I'm a fucking dork ass. And I saw something a couple months ago, and I was like, man, this is too good to be true. Then I saw another article today. Apparently, maybe, wishful thinking, at least for me, they are going to be remastering GoldenEye from the Nintendo 64.
I think I heard that a few years ago.
Yeah, so it's always kind of been a rumor, but now that's really starting
I heard
to...
This, like last year, I heard this. It was who announced it? It was either IGN or the Nerdist. Which
it's possible it could have been both. But so I was, first of all, for anybody out there who knows what GoldenEye is, it's probably arguably Nintendo 64's most popular game.
All two of our listeners know.
You know. Which is fine. But you have to understand, like, again, this was growing up with wrestling in the 90s. Video games are, starting to become 3D. Everything is changing. Music is changing. Entertainment is changing. GoldenEye is a staple. It is a landmark shooter. And I thought to myself, it's like, man, they're going to remaster GoldenEye. I'm all for it. But then, obviously, I like to read the comments section because I like to see where all the poison and toxic people's minds are at. And they're like, oh, well, this, and that, and this, it won't translate well. But certain things, when it comes to nostalgia, I feel are necessary. Like, if they remaster GoldenEye, it's not necessary, but it is. Because it's GoldenEye. Okay? So if you've never played GoldenEye and they do remaster it, please play it. I don't know if it's going to have the same impact on you as it did to me when I was younger, playing with my buddies and the split screen on the tube TVs and all that stuff. But it's definitely a gem in the world of entertainment. It's a staple in my opinion. Okay, so if that happens, I'm going to be really pumped. I'm going to be like, yeah, that kind of thing.
We shall see. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to talk about was apparently Christopher Lloyd is joining the cast of The Mandalorian in season 3.
I actually saw the headline for that earlier today.
Yeah, I saw the headline too. That's why I just read it,
dude. So for all of you out there who do not know Christopher Lloyd, he is the great Dr. Emmett Brown. Great Scots,
Never mind.
Oh, it's crazy. I actually forgot we had it for a second. So I as always, I am ruining things on this show and in general.
Never mind.
But so who do you think? What do you think he'll play? Like what character?
There's no telling. We don't know because a lot of these characters are new.
This is true. But nonetheless, excuse me, phenomenal actor. And for all
Who framed Roger Rabbit?
Dude,
That you don't know that was him? Did you know that was him?
Yeah, I knew that.
The villain.
Yes, I'm.
One of the greatest movies of all time, by the way.
I'd actually have to agree with you.
I'd say I'm gonna go top 5. Not top 5. Top 10.
Top 10 for you?
Yeah.
Man, it's
maybe 5 to be honest.
Well, when you compose lists of like your favorites, and then they public put it this way, it's like if we were talking about baseball, like say they make a list of the top 10 greatest plays of all time in baseball or football or whatever. And some of them are like really incredible moments, and it's like, yeah. But then there are obviously people out there going to be like, nah, this moment was, it's obviously all opinionated to an extent.
No, I understand that. But I said also mine.
Yes.
Again,
yours.
You keep trying to equate my opinion to everybody else's.
No,
because everybody else has their own opinion.
And you're allowed to. And that's why we have this show, so everybody can have an opinion.
Yeah.
No, but, man, top 10 for me? Shit. So I think my top 5 favorite movies.
I think we've been over this before.
Yeah, I know.
What I'm saying, where would you put Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
I don't know if I'd put it in my top 10. Maybe top 15. Yeah, I would say my top 15. Oh, man, that's kind of hard.
Okay, now I'm trying to wonder what is in your top 10.
Well, I can go through them quickly.
Quickly.
Okay, so we've got Terminator 2.
This is not in order, right?
No. I'm just throwing them out there.
Okay.
Terminator 2, Die Hard, The Godfather, What else? I'm a big Goodfellas fan. Okay. I'm going to throw The Empire Strikes Back in there. Then I know this is going to sound super corny, but Con Air, just because I love it so much. I know it's not a classic by any means. What's it called?
That's top 30.
All right. then it's going to be Escape from New York. Okay.
Mm.
So I'm a sucker for the old.
I get
right.
it. I'm on the old stuff too.
Then what's another really, really good one that I like a lot? Fuck. Shit. I might be kind of stuck, so I don't want to take up too much time.
Yeah, I'm already shooting shots in your shit.
Yeah, no, I know. So what am I? I feel like I missed a Goofy movie. Okay.
Oh my god. Okay, list over.
You don't like a
No, not in my top 10, motherfucker.
Nah, it's a Goofy movie. Come on,
It's
man.
not- Jesus Christ. I guess maybe I didn't clarify what I was asking for. I meant not just movies that appeal to you, but are actually good movies.
Okay, so we'll erase the Goofy movie since I'll be biased towards that.
Like it can't be some shit like, what's your favorite show? Rugrats, because it was my favorite show when I was a kid. Like, no, man, that's not the criteria.
Saving Private Ryan's one of them.
Okay.
Full Metal Jacket. I like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Okay, and then the last one. That's going to be tough because I'm a big Clint Eastwood fan. So I don't want to say Dirty Harry. I might have to say it's Tombstone. There we go.
I'm upset you don't have any fucking Tom Cruise movies in there. But whatever. As you know, Minority Report's got to be there somewhere.
I actually like that movie. Damn, yeah, that's a really good one
Top
too.
Gun.
Okay, that's another good one. Or are you a Days of Thunder fan?
No.
That movie's a little.
Didn't we talk about this last week? I'm not a fan of NASCAR.
Yeah, that's true. But I just meant from a movie perspective.
I've seen it, but
yeah, just not your cup of tea.
It doesn't appeal to me. I haven't been. There was a ride in, I think it was King's Dominion.
Oh, another really good one, Alien.
I'm not a huge Alien fan.
Not a big Alien fan.
It was good, but I'm not a huge Alien fan.
No, I like
because
Alien.
I don't like the horror genre.
Yeah, no, I get that. Man, there's a lot of good stuff out there. What do you think is a super overrated one? Like something that everybody
You
loves?
just named one. Oh, The Godfather's super overrated.
No.
Yes.
No,
100%.
it's not.
It is.
It is not over. The
It's
Godfather.
slow as fuck.
It's storytelling masterfully.
Yeah, but he could have told that story in a much more concise way.
Explain.
And let me explain. Like,
I don't know what concise means.
straightforward.
Yeah, but I mean, it was made in the 70s.
It's 2 weeks in a row. You don't know what a word is.
Okay, I'm learning. That's a part of the show we learn together, sir.
Okay, concise.
Concise. Yeah, here, let's look it up. Good old Google. You've gone incognito. What's another?
Why does everybody fucking say that? Like you're supposed to use incognito. So you don't want to give these companies all your fucking information.
Yeah, fucking companies tearing us down as people. Do you know what I think is a super overrated movie? Avatar.
I don't want to say it's super overrated. It is kind of overrated though.
Well, the reason I brought it up is because apparently the second one is coming out at the end of the year, and I read that James Cameron.
He's been filming this shit for 10 years.
Yeah, but he apparently did it 7 miles in the deepest part of the ocean.
Yeah,
or something.
he had to come up. There's a whole Nat Geo series on how he had to build a fucking submarine and all kinds of shit.
See, I didn't even know all that.
Yeah, because you don't pay attention to the cool stuff. That's why you think the Goofy movie is fucking your favorite movie.
A Goofy movie is a classic, and for all our 2 listeners who've actually seen it, you will agree.
2, exactly. Concise, giving a lot of information clearly.
You're such a dickhead.
In a few words, brief but comprehensive, which was the word that I thought he could, or what he could have done to that movie.
Okay.
If I had a chance to re-edit it, I would re-edit. It would not be, what is it, 3.5 hours?
No, it's about 3 hours long.
Yeah.
It's not 3.5. The second one is actually longer. And
Yeah,
I
I
actually,
know. I think I told this before. One time when I was in the Marine Corps, we were stuck in Mount Fuji, and we were like, and everybody was in the what do they call it? This is like a little area. It's like a hangout area. I don't know. I can't remember what the exact term we used, but everybody was there, and we were like, "Hey, let's watch movies and like let's do a Godfather marathon." So we fucking did a fucking 9-hour.
by the time you're done, you're
I
like,
fell asleep. I fell asleep probably halfway through the second one.
Nah, man, I love those movies so much, man.
Yeah,
I love the first two. The third one is obviously, you know, it is what it is. But the first two, in my opinion, are the best films in cinema ever made.
I don't know about that one.
So if you had to pick one, oh, well, yours is Top Gun.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was going to ask you what your favorite movie is, but I already know it.
But that's my favorite movie. That's not saying that. I'm not saying that's the best movie of cinema all time.
If you had to, so unbiased opinion, what do you think in terms of cinema is like the best film ever made?
The best film ever made. That's fucking tough. I don't know. I have to think about that one.
All right, that's
It's
fine.
definitely not Godfather.
That's fine.
Actually, Godfather 2 was better than 1.
It is. But I enjoy. No, you're right. Like, I agree.
So that blows your whole. Maybe that's why I was like, when you said The Godfather, I'm like, wait a minute. 2 was better than the first one.
Well, it's one of the only sequels in cinema that's considerably better than the original. Just like I think Terminator 2.
Well, what does that have to do with the question was?
Okay, you're right. So when I say The Godfather, I'm thinking of all of it. Okay.
Oh, no. See, now you're adding shit to it.
All right.
One single movie.
Okay, so The Godfather Part 2 is better than the original.
Okay.
The
Now,
Empire.
how does that change your list?
Well, then I'll just throw another one in there because they're both in my top 10, easy. Because I love both films.
The first one was boring as hell.
I enjoy storytelling, and it's
They
storytelling.
didn't tell a fucking story. What story did they tell? Please explain.
You saw the story of a humble man who was in the army, came home to his mob family, and ended up becoming evil.
But the story wasn't even about him.
But that's part of the character
And he
developing.
didn't become evil. He became what he had to be.
Yeah, but watching his transition into it is a part of it.
But that's not storytelling. That all that is giving you a line. Like what is that called? I can't fucking think.
That's all right.
I guess premise.
I think premise is a good word.
But that the first one wasn't even about him. The first one was about his dad.
Yeah, I know, but then as you get halfway through the film and his dad's getting older and, he can't run the family anymore, you see him transition, and he's like, oh, Michael, I didn't want this for you. Yeah, it's dope, dude. I love it.
Yeah. I think the second one was more of a storyteller.
Well, that I agree with as well, because you see how he became the Godfather, how he got his name, Vito Corleone, and, all that other good stuff. And obviously being played by Robert De Niro, a younger Marlon Brando, the movie's badass, okay? But in terms of storytelling, yes. I do agree that the second one has more of a story than the first one, but the first one has a story. It does.
Yeah, there's other movies that are good at storytelling that I think could go better than there.
So what if...
And I just can't think of any off the top of my head. I've been watching so many fucking movies lately. I can't.
So what have you been watching?
What was the last one that I watched the other day? Fuck, I can't remember. I would have to look at my my Netflix again. I can't remember right now.
So I started not rewatching, but started catching up, obviously because I'm.
I just watched. I know what it was now. The new Spider-Man. Finally.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. Actually, I wanted to go back and watch it again because there was a lot. I watched the new Rockstar's thing on that, and there was he had 170 Easter eggs that he found in that fucking movie.
You know what's crazy? That doesn't surprise me, but I think it's cool too.
Yeah.
Putting all the for like the diehard, obviously Marvel fans and stuff like that, the small things. It's attention to detail.
Well, no, there's stuff that you would not even expect that are actually Easter eggs. Right? It goes down to tags on the wall is like one of the original writers, his last name of Spider-Man. Like it's a tag on the wall. What's the guy's name? Dicto or something like that.
All right.
The license plate will represent an issue from a year. And it'll say ASM, Amazing Spider-Man. But then it'll have the issue and the year, like 1963.
Oh, small shit like that.
Yeah, and it'll say what issue it was, and then if you watch the new Rockstar stuff, it'll tell you like it. Yeah, and they'll even pull up the original cover and they'll show you pictures from where that is, and it'll be like, yeah, this is where so and so met the Lizard, and this was the same time that Doctor Strange is fighting the Lizard in the movie. So it's like there's little shit like that.
Well, that's dope. We should thank the person that takes the time to find all this shit too.
New Rockstars.
Yeah.
I forgot his name, Eric something, I think.
But yeah, no, Easter eggs are dope, man. I like little things like that as well. But I'm glad you liked the movie. Obviously, I haven't seen it yet.
I thought you saw it already.
No, I've seen Batman, but I haven't seen the new Spider-Man movie.
Oh no,
I do know the one big.
I could bet you right now you'll like Spider-Man better. Even though I haven't seen Batman, I think you'll like.
Well,
Spider-Man
I
better.
think they're two different types of movies.
It doesn't matter. They're still superhero movies.
That's true, but I think the way if you saw Batman, the way it's being told, like because again he's only been Batman for 2 years. He's trying to figure out.
All right, you're telling the movie now.
Well, it's.
Yes, you are, because I didn't even know that.
Well, I mean, it's in it's anywhere
I
you
don't
read it.
read anything on it.
Well, fine.
So I don't read anything on stuff that I know I want to see because I don't want fucking to see spoilers.
That's true. I do.
I
same
didn't
thing.
watch the original New Rockstar Easter egg for Spider-Man just because I didn't want any spoilers. But I watched every other New Rockstar shit on Marvel shit.
Okay, that's fair. That's like when what was it? Endgame came out and everybody was like, "Don't say anything." I didn't look at my phone for like a week. I didn't look at my phone for like a week and a half. I'm not even lying.
But looking back on it, I don't think I would have cared.
Well, that's true, but obviously at the time it was, it's all the movies building up into that.
I don't think there was anything special that happened in that movie.
Well, besides maybe the end with Iron Man.
The end would be the only thing that I'd be pissed about.
And
not Iron Man part. I'm talking about when they all come through the portals and shit.
Dude, that's a badass moment though. Dude, does that not like in your inner
It's
nerd?
almost a tearjerker.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for at least feeling something that I feel. And what you people should feel is that like button. And you should comment and subscribe. A little notification down there. Every Monday you'll get your little update. Little bell will go off and you can listen to me and Jared talk about our passions because we're passionate people.
It's not our passion. It's about everybody's passion.
Yeah, this is true. Okay. This is fair. But yeah, please do so because
It's RJ making it about himself again.
I'm not. So, but what I'm going to make about myself
No, you're not.
is this. So we still have one edible anus, a chocolate ass left here on this show. Who is going to be the lucky person?
Can I say something?
Sure.
You don't have to make it like a fucking infomercial.
Well, that's what I'm doing.
Just
right
talk
now.
like a regular person.
Okay, put the camera on me. So who wants to come to my house and eat some ass? If you do, I've got some for you.
That's even funnier.
All right, there we
Instead
go.
of fucking trying to be fucking
What, animated?
no, what's the guy's name?
Oh, the guy that used to sell the OxyClean.
The ShamWow motherfucker.
No, ShamWow, dude. Here, pull it up. What's his name?
I don't remember his name. We looked it up once before.
ShamWow, dude. I was thinking of what is his name? Billy Mays.
Him too.
Apparently, he was like a huge coke addict.
Well, that's probably why he's not around anymore.
Oh, that's right. He did die, dude. I forgot.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Now I feel bad. Oh, speaking of dead people, okay. When I was having a conversation with somebody earlier, as terrible as that may sound, did you ever, like when you were younger and if you drove by a graveyard, did you ever hold your breath?
No.
Because it was like rude to breathe in front of people that don't?
Who? What?
You didn't do that as a kid?
Nah, dog.
No?
No.
It wasn't just me. It was like all my friends. So it's like you drive by a cemetery, everybody hold your breath, everybody's like,
I don't know what the fuck that I've never heard. I mean, maybe I heard it when I was a kid, but I don't remember doing it.
Well, I've done it.
Weird.
It's not.
The only thing that I have heard is don't laugh at it hurts when it's going by because you'll be next.
I've never heard that, and I don't think I've ever laughed at.
I mean,
it.
there's no reason to laugh at one, but
I've never heard that.
I heard it as a kid once or twice.
Well, yeah, or you'll be next. Oh my god, trying to scare the shit out of you.
Yeah,
dude.
that's pretty much what I think it was. You know, it's crazy how much shit is done to or told to kids so they don't. It's manipulation, basically.
It is.
They tell you stuff so you don't do things, but it's not true. So you go through life thinking certain shit's true, and then like you find out when you're older that it's not, and then that's traumatic.
Dude,
like finding out Santa Claus isn't real.
yeah,
That's a traumatic experience, bro. That's how people have trust issues, for real.
dude. We can blame it on fucking Christmas. We're not celebrating this year.
I'm not saying blame it on Christmas. Who I'm saying is blame it on the motherfuckers who told you Santa Claus was real.
But isn't it supposed to be? Well, yeah. So, yeah, no. Here, man, this is actually kind of complicated. So you want to suspend disbelief, right? But then you find out later, and it's not. It's like, damn, it is traumatic. Because I remember when I found out he wasn't real, it fucked my head up bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I remember. I think I said this before. I remember I had wrote this letter to, you know, when you're a kid, they say write a letter to Santa, tell him what you want, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So I wrote this letter. I made like a little package and made like a ribbon out of the fucking paper and shit, and like drew on the outside. It was like Merry Christmas, Santa, to Santa, blah blah, whatever. So I gave it to my mom to like, can you put this out with the milk and cookies or whatever?
Hell yeah, milk and cookies, dog.
So the milk and cookies go out. The little letter that I put was there before I went to sleep. Went to sleep. Woke up the next day. It was Christmas Day or whatever, and the cookies are gone. The milk's gone,
and you're fucking pumped, right?
And the letter's gone. I'm like, oh, you got my letter, blah blah blah. So Christmas goes on. I don't even remember if I got everything. Probably not. Christmas goes on, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know if it was a year or two later. I just remember later, I was looking for something in this drawer that has like pencils and pens. And
just like a junk drawer.
Like kind of like a junk drawer, but there were specific things that went in there, like tape and shit like that. And I was looking for something specific, and the letter fucking slides out of the drawer.
Gasp.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I said what the fuck as a kid, but I'm like, why is it here?
Yeah.
And then that's when it hit me. It was like, boom, and fucking heartbroken.
You know what's... So this is how I found out Santa wasn't real. So we used to have, like, in my basement in Lorton, we had obviously a closet under the staircase and everything. And I remember one day my dad went down there. He was like, oh, I'll be right back. And it's around Christmas time and all that shit. And he went downstairs. I heard that door open. And I actually never used to go in. I mean, there's nothing under there. It's literally like the one I have here. It's like literally under the staircase. I'd never had any reason to go in there. Bunch of junk in there. And he went down there, and I think, like, anyway, I went down there later to go play and all this other shit, and then I'm, like, looking at it, and I was curious. So I opened the closet door, and I found my gifts, but I was kind of getting to an age where I was starting to kind of not believe it, too. And I was just like, oh, shit, but I felt guilty. And later on that night, I told my mom. Yeah, I was like, and she was like, well, I'm not going to tell your dad, because, my dad was, like, he enjoyed that kind of stuff. So, you're a parent. You want to see your kids happy on Christmas. I get that. But I felt so guilty for looking that I told my mom. I confessed. I was like, I found my gifts.
Yeah, but you said you weren't looking. You weren't looking to find it on purpose, were you?
I was curious.
Maybe I missed the beginning part.
Okay, so I was just put it this way. I was just curious to know if I was getting to the age. I think I was like maybe 7 or 8. Mm-hmm. It was like, yo, is Santa real? Because, you go to school and everybody's like, it's not real.
So wait, what was in the closet? You said it was junk in the closet. What made you go into the closet?
Because my dad he did something like suspicious. I was like, why are you going down there, Dad? You never go down there. What are you putting in there? Like, and I was just curious. And then, we're getting closer to Christmas. You go to school and some kids would be like, Santa's not real and all this other, that's what and you don't want to believe them because it's like, oh, fuck you and your family, dude. Santa's real, you fucking dickhead. Yep. So I opened the closet for 5 seconds. I saw like 2 things and I was like, oh. And I just closed it and I felt bad and I was sitting there.
Yeah.
So I told my mom, I said, hey, I found my gifts. She was like, I'm not going to tell your dad, and whatnot. And I don't know if she ever told him or not. She probably did. But I get it. It's kind of like one of those. It's like, oh, this isn't the whole fantasy isn't real. This is the reality.
Yeah, but you feel lied to. It's like, well, you actually are lied to. Like, up until the time you figure out. See, that's like if and when I have kids, I'm not going to. And I think this is just a matter of between generations, because the previous generation before us, like, they were fucking brainwashed.
No, okay.
And I'm not to be mean or anything.
No.
It's like they were taught the United States of America was the greatest country on the planet. No, politics aside.
Yeah, no,
I'm
listening.
Feelings aside, I'm talking about reality.
Yeah.
They were taught that you had to grow up, go to college, get a job, buy a house, have a family. Now they think that same, I'm talking boomers mostly.
Yeah.
They think that same paradigm is what the generations after them are supposed to do. But they have all the fucking money.
Yeah.
They got it however they got it.
Yeah.
But then they look at the younger generations as lazy or not whatever, but the world is not the same, and they refuse to accept that the world is not the same as because they trust the government.
Yeah.
That's why they all went out and ran and got those vaccines.
Yeah, we're not doing that around here, folks.
I mean, I'm trying to travel next year, so if I have to, then I will, but I'm not trying to. Anyway.
No, I got you. No, but I understand where you're coming from. Like, it's 2022. The world is in a much different place it was even 10 years ago than 20 years ago. And times change, and we are obviously evolving with it or growing with the times, and then after we're long gone, it's going to continue in some way, shape, or form. But it's hard. It's because, like, I think we come from a generation, even though you are obviously a little older than I am, and that's not throwing shade or anything like that.
You're a millennial, right?
I was born in '88. Is that considered a millennial?
I don't remember. You're not Gen X. I'm Gen X.
I don't really even pay attention to that kind of shit.
I don't either, because I'm kind of in between Gen X and millennials. Actually, there's a meme that goes around. It's called a Zennial.
A Zennial?
Because where I'm at is I'm like kind of in between, because like I grew up without the internet, and then with the internet, without social media, then with social media.
Well, yeah, same here. Yeah. So we're watching things develop. So we come from a generation, names aside, that we're watching society develop at a rapid pace and things change.
Much more rapidly than the boomers ever saw.
So obviously, and we say it all the time on the show, we have so much information at our fingertips right now, and it can be overwhelming, and that goes back to a ton of things.
That's where mental health issues have come up and with the younger generations, because we're getting bombarded with this negative shit all the time, and people revelations of that's why I'm like that, because this happened then. And sometimes I get like, is it too much? Are we trying to
do too much?
Come up with too much for everything? But then at the same time, like, you still have to kind of self-examine and see, all right, maybe this is why I do this.
Yeah.
But you have to figure that out, or you're just going to be stagnant. You're going to be doing the same shit you've always done, and you're just going to, I don't know. I'm just thinking about.
No, but you're right. And but unfortunately, there are shitty people in the world.
Yeah.
But I can say that for 100% fact that we are not two of them. So we should already be proud of that fact. But mental health in the whole social media, I guess, demographic, whatever you want to call it, it's poisonous, dude. It's very toxic. It's very toxic.
Yep.
And even myself, I don't really post a whole lot anymore. I mean, I post a show, obviously, but I don't really say anything anymore because the moment you say something, you know, you're getting bombarded with this. If you share a meme or something, that's one thing. But if you generally posted something like close to you, whether it's emotional, political, blah, 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 you know, people always have something to say. And then once you start reading this, you start to forget that it's like, hey, this is how I felt. I really don't care how you feel. I just want you to understand this is where I'm coming from.
Yeah,
And
but is it necessary? Like, this goes to your point. Well, not posting as much because I don't post as much either.
Is it necessary to post your?
Is it? Yeah. Is it necessary to post my feelings to the world? No.
No, it's not. It's not. But since we have, it's the way of kind of venting, and to I wouldn't say not venting, but
There's
the way
much
of just
better ways to do that.
no, and you're right. But it's just kind of like, hey, I have this thought in my mind. What do you people think? And then you get bombarded, and it's like, oh shit, like I didn't need all that.
No. I don't ask for opinions. I state what my feeling is, and I just leave it. I barely read the fucking comments. Like when I posted the thing about the Kenobi thing, people posted whatever they posted. I don't even know if I read one comment. I was like, because I don't give a fuck what you think. Like, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got you.
And I'm not saying how I feel. Well, I mean, it is how I feel. That's how I feel about that certain thing.
Yeah.
But you're not going to see me posting fucking, oh, this president's better than that president.
Yeah.
Like, who gives a fuck? Like, first of all, to be honest, how much does it really affect you?
And I was actually, so check me out. I was at work the other day. I shuttled a customer home. And I think I told you this the other night. He's a government worker, super, super cool dude. And when I'm shuttling people home and I got to go take them kind of far, you know, I'm just like, hey, you know, this is what I used to do. And, you know, I just tell them about myself, like, in so many ways. And he was just basically like, yeah, man. He was like, I 100% agree with you. He's like, it's kind of crazy how we all kind of get lost in the sauce at times, so to speak, with like the social media and all that other shit. And then it came to the politics, right? I was like, look, man, I don't really care for politics. I never have. Have I voted? Yes. But at the same time, sometimes I feel like I vote because it's the thing to do. You should vote.
It's kind of like a peer pressure type thing in a way.
I think voting is you're right. It's a form of peer pressure because at the end of the day, I know it doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
Now, I know things affect us as a society. That's one thing. But me personally, has it? Maybe once in a while. Maybe I don't even know. But
no,
probably no.
Especially if you don't pay attention to it. No,
Yeah,
it
no,
doesn't.
not at all.
Like, I don't watch the news. Half the time, I don't even know what's going on outside my fucking apartment, let alone what the fuck is going on the other side of the world.
Dude, the news, I have, and trust me, when I was a kid, you know, you're growing up, it's like, you know, my dad used to read the paper, and I've talked about this before, you know, many episodes ago. You know, it's 10 o'clock, it's bedtime, the news is coming on. You know, it's the nightly news.
Yeah, but news was also different back then.
It's true.
Back then, there was no such thing as clickbait. There was no, like, journalists were journalists.
Yeah. There's a shitload of misinformation out there.
And you would hope that they're telling you the correct. But shit, but that's what I was talking about. That previous generation was also brainwashed by that same thing. You sit down, you do every night, you watch the news, blah, blah, blah. This is what's going on here. This is what's going on here. And that's because I said so. I'm Walter Cronkite. You know what I'm saying?
No. I get you. But so since we're kind of in the middle, like we kind of grew up with that, and then we're shifting into the new generation of things. Do you think that changes your moral value of what you want in terms of like do you still want to, you know, do the Christmas thing and the family thing?
That's originally what I was getting at with the if and when, like I said, I do have kids. I didn't finish this thought. I don't think I will tell them there's some other fucking being that's bringing fucking gifts into the house. And I'm not even a fan of Christmas, to be honest.
Do you think it's because it was ruined for you as a kid?
No, I think it's because as I've gotten older and I've realized, see if I can put this in a way that it doesn't sound. There's certain ideals that have been, I don't know, touted in society that everyone, again, is brainwashed to think that it has to be that way. When, if it has to be that way, like, we should be able, trying to think. There's just certain things that I don't think should happen because of the history of what it is.
You know what? I actually know what you're saying. I mean, at least myself.
Yeah. And I don't know if I'm explaining myself correctly.
Now,
yeah.
Now, does the fact that, okay, so we're obviously getting older, you know, times are changing. Do you feel like your moral compass has shifted because of the way times are changing?
What do you mean by moral compass?
I wouldn't say. Well,
give me an example.
Well, I don't think that was the best way of putting it. It's like, so when I was growing up, I believed in certain things, and you get older, and things happen in your life, everybody's life, not just mine.
That's kind of what I was talking about.
But the things that you used to value as you get older, do you still want to value them the way you did when you were younger?
Give me an example.
Here, I'm just going to use Christmas because.
Well, yeah, but that's what I just explained. Yeah. I didn't do very good about Christmas, so
it's like, okay, so like, yes, we break our hearts are broken when we find out Santa's not real or whatever it is.
But it has nothing to do with that for me. For me, it's. I'm trying to do this, RJ. You're trying to put me in a area where I don't want to go into.
Oh, okay. I mean, I didn't mean to do that.
Because of what Christmas represents. The actual meaning of Christmas.
Oh, behind that. Okay, yeah.
I'm not talking about fucking Christmas trees and Santa Claus and shit like that. That's where you were talking. No.
Okay.
I'm talking about the real Christmas.
Yeah, okay. That I understand. Hey, do you
Yeah. But finish your thought.
So anyway, it's
next
like
time, just point.
Anyway, the next time, or basically, when I have kids, I still want to do the Christmas thing with them, but then it's like I want to do the gifts, and again, I'm talking about the holiday thing.
Well, you can do that. I'm not saying not to do that for you. What I'm saying is, me personally, if I was to do that, I would not be like, hey, this is Santa Claus. This guy brought you your fucking gifts. No, I brought them motherfuckers. Because there's no point in I don't want my children to go through that same heartbreak that I went through, finding out someone close to me lied to me all these years.
All right,
if that makes sense.
No, it does. It makes 100%. Damn, no. Huh.
See, I don't think I was trying not to explain it the way I just did. I thought you would get it, but I had to go that farther step.
That further step.
Yeah.
Is there any Kesslers in that bottle?
There's barely any in there, bro. Not even worth it.
It's not anyway. That's like a shot.
That's one shot. That's one shot, bro.
Nah. Sorry, I'm sniffing. No, actually, I don't think we even use these.
No, the other one it wasn't. I used one.
Did you use?
I think it was the green one.
Yeah. Okay. So here, let's see. And big shout out to our good buddy John, who we are finally finishing. God damn it, the Kesslers, the very last bottle. And I know you think we're probably pansies for doing that.
Well, they already said that we were.
He did. Oh, look at that.
But he was supposed to send another bottle for us.
Yeah, no, I've
I'm
been
joking. You don't have to. I was just joking.
No, what we could do is we could actually go to the ABC store and actually see if they sell this shit.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
You know, it's crazy. I've never seen it either. But, you know, we haven't gone looking for it, so it's possible.
I haven't been to a liquor store in fucking probably over a year.
So we're going to do it just... Yeah, all right. Ding. Ding.
This guy and his cheers.
Nothing wrong with cheersing.
It is. It's annoying.
So what I was going to ask you next, Jared.
Everybody always wants to fucking Like, what is the point? I don't understand. Why do we have to do it multiple times?
I don't know. That's just the thing.
Please, please, somebody explain. I don't care about the fucking history. Don't look up send me no fucking link saying this is the history of fucking cheersing. Tell me why we have to do it every fucking time someone buys a shot. Why can't we just fucking say, here? We don't have to ding ding every fucking time.
I think it's just a part of the experience and just enjoying the company around you.
Man. See, this is one of those things that I was talking about. It was like, we've been brainwashed into fucking thinking we have to do that every fucking time.
Well,
this is a smaller example of what I was talking about. Like, why?
I don't know. We should, you know what? We need to get a guest on here and ask them that.
Questioning everything. That's what.
Oh, yeah. Questioning everything.
Question everything.
But, what I was going to say next is, moving on, excellent conversation we had there, by the way. I know this past Tuesday that you had a very successful comedy night up at Shooters. And I know you got another one coming up here at the end of the month, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, March
29th, the new one, or the next open mic night at Shooters. We're doing that again. The one this past Tuesday was very successful. I think it was very successful. We had a total of 6 comedians, not including myself. And I felt like my hosting was better. I think a lot of it, and I was telling somebody else this, as long as there's people like we have a crowd, I guarantee you'll get a better show if there's people. If you come out and watch the show, it'll be much better than if you don't come out, because the performers feed off the crowd's energy. Like, no matter if people are heckling or they're not heckling or whatever, we don't recommend you heckling, by the way, because you probably will get shut down. But yeah, we feed off of that energy, man. Like,
well, I'm glad you had a successful show.
Yeah.
I'm super proud of you. You might not think that, but I really am. Okay. And whatnot. And I'm just glad that, because I know the one previous, obviously, it wasn't a big turnout, and I know it interrupts exactly what you were just saying, the energy and the mood of the entire program.
Yeah, because the whole reason comedians even do shit is because we're trying to make people laugh. And if there's one person there and they don't get the joke, maybe that one person doesn't get the joke.
Yeah.
As opposed to if there's a crowd, there's like 30 people in there, maybe 20 people get the joke. And maybe it's just because that one person just might be dumb. I don't know. I'm just making that up.
Yeah, no, but I know that you had some people that came up there, some people that hadn't done it in a while, and all that, and they did pretty well. And I saw you after the show, and you were like, hey, like, you were in a good mood. You were like, this was great. We did an excellent job.
When the fucking show is good, when I know I have done my part, like, no matter if I'm hosting or if I'm just another one of the acts, then I know for me the whole show is good. So if I feel like I'm good about my performance, I feel like the whole show was good. And I'm not saying I blow every show that I do out of the water, no matter where I'm performing.
No. I'm not taking any of that at all.
I'm just saying, like, a good show for me is me doing good.
Well, but that's good though, man. That's a positive mindset to have, like, which I want you to keep, because I know that, besides this brainchild that we have here with the podcast, I know that you're doing that, and I want you to be successful. You're my friend. I care about you.
Yeah,
okay.
Thank you.
All right. So if you care about Jared and us, you're gonna like, share, comment, and subscribe. Just comment something.
And come out March 29th to Shooters in Springfield.
Yeah. Nice little hole in the wall. Nice little hole in the wall.
No, but it's kind of good for comedy the way it's set up.
No, and again, for those that don't know, obviously Jared is, starting up in his comedy career.
They don't need to know all that.
Well, hold on.
The people who listen know what it is.
Yeah, but it gives you the opportunity and anybody else to come in and practice to get better. That you're never going to be good at anything if you don't try it. All right. And I'm preaching to the choir with certain things. All right. Right hand to God. This is my left hand, by the way. But it gives an opportunity for people to get their feet wet, you know?
Yeah.
And before you know, you take the deep dive into the ocean. So I think that's awesome that you're able to do that. And I respect that. And I'm dead ass serious.
Well, the reason I started the whole thing over at Shooters is because the person who I was working with for shows before, they were kind of, I don't know, it was just kind of a weird energy. And if I don't get 4 people, then I got to pay for the 4 tickets just to perform. And
was it the place that we went to out in the city?
yes.
I actually thought that place was rather cozy.
I love performing there.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to explain, like that's what they call a bringer show.
Okay.
If you want to perform, you have to bring a certain amount of people.
All right.
Those certain amount of people cost $15, or at that particular show it was $15. So if I don't get 4 people, I have to pay for whatever tickets there are. If I don't get anybody, then I have to pay, was that $60 per show just to perform?
So that's unnecessary pressure on you.
No, it's not so much pressure. It's just like that's financial pressure, yeah. Because I had to come out of my pocket every time I want to perform.
But something like that would make me not want to do it.
That's my point. That's what I was trying to explain.
Okay.
I thought, am I not explaining myself clearly enough?
No, you are. You are.
Or,
I'm just reiterating. That's all. That's all. I hear where you're coming from, man. I get it.
I think they can understand what I'm saying.
All right. Hey, folks, if you understand what Jared is saying, then you will like, share, comment, and subscribe.
So anyway, so I stopped performing out there as much because of that whole reason. And it sucked because the person didn't take into account previous shows where I had 8 to 10 people show up.
All right.
But then like shows after, it was like, you can't at least get 1. I'm like, bro, I got you fucking 10 last time. Like,
yeah.
What are you talking about? Like, so
your minimum is 4. I brought 10, so therefore it should be good for, you know.
And I guess that I mean, I don't know. I'm new to this whole business, and I know people are gonna be however they're gonna be and whatever. Look, it's show business, and the more I study this shit, the more I understand. It's like there are gonna be people out there who are gonna, I don't know. I guess the word is take advantage of certain things.
Yeah. No. Unfortunately, there is that.
But the reason back to my whole point, the reason I started the open mic is because I feel like it gives me an opportunity to practice my craft, or the craft, I should say. I don't want to say mine yet because it's not quite mine. And it gives other people a chance to come out and either like rekindle their love for comedy or just come out and watch comedy, because if you go to a comedy show, it's a fun experience. I don't. You've been to one.
I've been to one.
You've been to the Tom Segura one too.
So I've been to 2.
A theater is totally different than you, and you've probably felt the difference as being a spectator. Being in a club or a bar, which that place in DC was set up more like a club, like a comedy club.
Yeah.
That is different than a theater, obviously, as a spectator. But it's still fun. You know what I'm saying?
So I 100% agree, because, again, when we went down to Richmond to go see Tom Segura, my first major experience, you know, obviously.
Live? No. Well, that's the biggest place I've been to. For me, I've been to smaller places like the Improv or whatever. But, yeah, as far as bigness, the Segura one was the big one.
Yeah, and you know, I go in there, I didn't have any expectations because, you know, obviously it's my first time. It's like, all right, cool. And I had a blast, man.
Yeah.
We had a great time, you know.
And you've never seen any of Segura's
Yeah, no,
stuff.
I've never seen any of his stuff.
Still not yet?
Well, no.
He's got
Because
like 3 or 4 specials on on Netflix.
well, shit. Then it'll give me something to watch tomorrow because tomorrow I'm being a fucking Shrenya.
Oh yeah, while y'all barbecuing, like watch. Yeah, you know what? Do a Tom Segura marathon tomorrow with your sister. I guarantee y'all motherfuckers will be like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah, no, and I'm not denying it. I guess it's just taking the time to do it. That's all it really is. But I had a blast. And
Disgraceful, Mostly Stories, and Ball Hog, I think, are the 3 that are on there right now.
And fucking what I was gonna say is but if you and I agree. What Jared is saying, if you've never been to an event, it could be at a local bar, it could be at a pub, or whatever you want to call it, or we get lucky enough to go see a big name in an auditorium, please do it. Just do it. It's a blast. I had a
Support the arts.
Yeah, it is an art. It's an art.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's
particularly
an
comedy. So is this. This is an art also.
art. I know this is an art, and it's crazy. The same guy I told you that I shuttled home the other day when I was talking to him. He was like, "Oh, what do you do?" Like, I was like outside of, I was just talking to this dude. I was like, "Well, I do a podcast with a good friend of mine." Okay. He was like, "Oh, what's it about?" And I was like, "Well, I said we just talk about, everything, just bullshitting and whatnot." And I said,
well, to correct you on that, so people know, like we talk about mostly movies, video games,
entertainment.
and entertainment.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
No, but I did kind of slide that in there. I said, hey, we just enjoy conversation of the things that we're passionate about. I said, and I told him, he said, oh, let me look it up. And he pulled his phone out as I was driving him. And I'm thinking, man, I'm at work. This is a customer. I self-incriminate myself on the show all the time.
That's why I say you have to be careful.
Yeah,
with that shit.
no. And it's fine. And I said, hey, I said, this is when I'm off the clock, man. And he said, don't worry about it. He said, you're good. I dropped him off. The guy gave me $20.
Oh, nice.
The guy gave me a $20 tip.
Did he subscribe though?
You know what's crazy? I haven't looked. Well, I think he subscribed, but I think he looked for the audio because he had
that's fine.
he had Spotify up.
That's fine. I think
saw
I
him-
would prefer to have the audio better than the video.
Yeah, but then I saw him yesterday. He came to pick up, and he stuck his hand out. He's like, "What's up, man?" Gave me like a fist bump. I was like, "You good? Is your car all right?" This and that. Super cool dude, man. So I hope that he enjoys it, and maybe he can tell his friends about it. And we were talking about business. The reason I think I connected with him so well is because we were pretty busy. People were running out there like, hey, RJ, can you take a customer home? And I said, hey, sir, where do you need to go? He told me where he lived, and I said, I know exactly where that is. I said, I used to run the Papa John's in Kingstown. He said, take me home and don't ask me where to go, or don't ask me where I live. And I was like, all right. I took him straight there, dude. I took him straight there. And he was like, you're like the perfect person to be shuttling people around. I was like, I'm actually not a shuttle driver to be,
Like, this ain't part of my job, motherfucker.
Nah, but
I'm just doing,
helping out, just helping out. But he was such a nice guy, man. And if he's listening, shout out to you, sir. All right, shout out to you.
Shout out.
What else? What else is going on in the world nowadays? As I rub my hands together.
These nuts.
Man, that's the answer for everything nowadays, isn't it?
No.
Past, present, and future.
Both of them said it wasn't.
Well, shut up, dickhead. So, believe it or not, my password at work is D'sNuts13.
What the fuck?
It's
Now you have to change it.
I don't, because they don't know what it's password for.
Motherfucker. No, you don't. Security 101. Don't ever do that again.
What, D's nuts?
No, don't ever fucking say your password to the world.
They don't know what it is.
Now I'm going to have to fucking remember to go in and delete that.
You mean delete?
It doesn't matter what it's for. You just said at work. All they got to do is figure out what system it is.
You want to delete D's nuts.
Oh, my God.
See, it's not fun,
That's
right?
what I have to, what do you, no.
No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
I got to cut out all that. Bro, you better hope I remember to cut all that out.
Here. Wait, we're going to do it right now.
What do you mean we're going to do it right now?
Hey, Siri, text Jared.
What do you want to say?
Delete D's
Jesus
nuts.
Christ. Never mind. God damn, I got to cut all this. Stop, man. Just stop.
All right.
I don't know why you turn your Bluetooth off.
I didn't know. I keep forgetting it reconnects to it.
I told you to disconnect it.
No, I turned the Bluetooth off.
No,
the Bluetooth.
Yeah, I told you to disconnect it.
Yeah, I just turned the Bluetooth off. I turned it off last week.
have to keep dealing with this shit
every week.
Like he doesn't listen.
I do listen.
I try to say, like, it's like, can you just do this real quick? Like, hey, can you disconnect that so I don't have to do extra work? You know what I'm saying? Hey, can you just remember one thing? I need the description kind of early, because I'm usually done with the podcast kind of early. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on,
and then another thing. Shut the fuck up.
All right, so here we go. So let me disconnect. Pro connected.
I'm gonna delete all that.
Oh no, here. There we go. Forget this device. Forget.
And if we need to do it again, and then when we connected it, you didn't even use it.
No, we used it like once or twice.
No, not yours, because the person we were supposed to call never picked up.
Oh yeah, that was weeks ago. A long time ago.
Yeah.
You know what's not weeks ago? Do you know what's still relevant?
What?
This handmade
Oh my God.
beer bottle opener from
and
Africa.
with that, ladies and gentlemen.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to episode 127. God damn! Woo! 127 episodes of this here Mad Science Society podcast.
Great Scott!
As always, it is I, RJ, the pizza guy, along with Jared, the visual mad scientist, okay, who is sick of my shit, by the way. Motherfucker. That is exactly correct. So we will see you guys next week. As always, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and be safe. Hell yeah.
I'm gonna hit you so hard you won't see nothing. Ever, 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 ever.
Audio Skulls all day.
The Merit Scientist Lab. The Merit Scientist Lab. The Merit Scientist Lab. Merit Scientist Lab.
You can't have an opinion on something that you haven't even tried.
Exactly.
The Merit Scientist